What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I'm doing a little serious Sunday. Went out, got some barbecue, went and saw some friends, called everybody in my family Happy Mother's Day. And if you're watching today, Happy Mother's Day to you as well. We've got to talk about this because I think you guys see me going in alignment of the channel, talking about abundance, talking about get ready. And some of you don't understand where is it coming from. Where is it coming from? And I do a lot of studying of bills, legislation. I pay attention to business news really hard. I pay attention to commodity news. I have that outside the fence look on a lot of things. And when I put it together, I go, it's time to do some changing, right? So I'm going to hear about, there's about 18 different note parts. So if you want to get your pen and paper, it'd be a great day for you to do it. All right, so this video is entitled, and hit a 1 in the comments if you can hear me and drop your city and state. Biden's infrastructure bill is a Trojan horse for hyperinflation. Now, many of you go like, oh, come on, Erica, we know you like the Trump, but chill out. And I've got to do this, and I've got to help you guys because this stimulus bill that people are like, yeah, cut me another check, baby. Cut me another check. And when you tell them that things are going to be 30% more expensive, people kind of just look at you and wave their hand off because they're getting free money. So I'm going to start out with the first one. Let's go ahead and kick it into it, right? Joe Biden promised, hey, we're going to do $50,000 student loan reduction. Now, when I was going to school, which is not forever ago, the average student loan debt was $20,000 to $30,000. That was like national average. And so even when I went to school, when my friends would say, oh, I got to move back home to my parents, I got to do all this, I'd go, you're lazy. Just work a job, part-time job, and use the part-time job money to pay off your $20,000 student loan debt and be gone in a year. And we can pull out article after article after article of many people doing that. Working a pizza delivery job, working at Target, working somewhere, paying off their student loans in a year, 18 months, and then going on about their life. Now, the average student debt is, of course, bigger. And so a lot of times people from the north would get mad at me and say, well, Erica, you're in the south. It's cheap to go to school where you are. Up here, people have a $100,000 debt. Now, over the years, I have received maybe 200 consult calls where people do have about $100,000 to $150,000 in debt. I would always be shocked. I'd always be surprised, but they would always be in very lucrative careers, and I would assure them, you may not need a second job, but you can't go out and get the BMW and the house and everything right this moment because all your friends of higher upper income have done the same. If their parents paid for their school, great. Your parents didn't pay for your school, and you're going to have to pay for this. I've been on phone calls where people just plan to have this debt for the next 10, 20 years. That's not a plan. So with you knowing that, Joe Biden had walked around promoting this thing, and he didn't do it. He's going to say, hey, we're going to focus on if you have a disability, you can be, your student loan debt can be eliminated. Here's a little hiccup in that. There's about 70,000 Americans that have disabilities that got student loan debt. Those people, all they have to do is apply. All they have to do right now today is apply. That's already been on the books. That's nothing new he just offered you. Nothing new. Now, here's my thought on it. Why did he say this? Now, if you study what happens when people get on unemployment, especially 2008, if they've been on unemployment for 2 years and they couldn't find a job in the 2008 recession, they 90% of the time apply for disability. You become unfit for work. You sit on your butt for 2 years at your house and receive a check, and then someone tells you you gotta go put your clothes on and go get a check. You're not gonna wanna do that. So if I just tell you, hey, if you apply for disability, you have to pay back your student loan debt. If you're some 20-something-year-old person, oh, I'm depressed, Erica, I've got disability. I actually know people who, through depression, apply for disability. They go on vacations, they're living their best life, they're doing everything else, they just don't go to work. Their student loans have been erased, but now they have the stigma of disability following them. Now they have to create something, a little side hustle to get money. Now they have to do things uniquely to get money. Okay? I want you to hear me. So what's going to happen when we focus on telling people that all they have to do is have a disability to get out of their student loan debt, it's going to go from 70,000 Americans to maybe 500,000. Oh, all these other people got student loan debt. It's going to happen. Trust me. Make note of this. This has happened with unemployment, and there's a reason why when these states like Montana, South Carolina, Mississippi, and Florida are like, we're done. You're going to have to go to work. When I was in Miami for this conference, there was a parking lot full of people. And it was where you had this stadium. And I was like, what's going on at the stadium? Is there a game? What's going on? And the Uber driver goes, no, they get the shot. He's pointing at his nose, he's pointing at his arm, and I'm like, what? He doesn't speak really good English. It's like they're getting the shot so they can go to work. This parking lot was full, y'all. Full of people who were willing to do what? Get the shot to go to work in Florida. So that meant they probably worked in what? Food hospitality. They're going to work on the Carnival cruise ships. These people are going to go work. Okay? Now, number 2. Democrats have every single person they need to pass any type of bill they want for the next 2 years. Let me be very clear. I don't play these games where, oh, you just like Trump. I actually worked under John Edwards and John Kerry for their campaign in college. I actually worked under city council members in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and city council members in Raleigh, North Carolina. You can go look this up. You can go Google this about me. You can actually see pictures of me in newspapers behind people. I went to United Way's multicultural leadership so that I could be on boards in North Carolina. That's energy boards. That's all type of boards, because the average board member is a 60-year-old white man. So I was on the most critical. You can go look this up. There's pictures of this. There's newspaper clippings of this. I've done all these things. And so I know when people say, well, you know, it's hard, the Republicans aren't working with them, I go, what are you talking about? The Democrats have the House and the Senate. They can pass anything they want. They don't even need the Republicans. It looks nice if they participate, but to get a vote through, no, they don't need them. And that person's face just clicks like, what? This is a dog and pony show. They don't need any of those Republicans to pass any bills for the next 2 years. Just the way they got the Asian bill, $50 million out of nowhere. Just the way New York cut $2 million for illegal immigrants to get money because they couldn't work in restaurants. Just the way they cut loans in New York for Asian restaurants because they got hit really hard because of COVID. Trust me, they don't need the Republicans. This is, if you watch TV, you watch CNN, MSNBC, oh, the Republicans aren't working with them. They don't need them. They have enough people to pass any bill you want. This is why everybody's drumming the drum of reparations. Like, hello? Oh, you know, we can't get everybody to vote on that. So you're telling me all the Democrats won't vote on it? Good to know. They have everybody they need. Okay, that's part 2. Part 3. If you've been paying attention to the channel, I've been bringing on government contractors. And right at 20%, I'll be bringing on more people talking about government contracting. And Middleman to Millions course, I'm probably going to get one of them to speak on government contracting in there. The reason I brought up Middleman to Millions is because I've worked with enough people that work in government and work around government that I know a guy right now, he's a lawyer. He has a construction company with his brother. Has he touched the hammer? Has he touched the nail? No, never. He gets government contracts, provides them some money. Why? Why would they do that? Why would a guy who owns his own construction company do it? Because he's busy, neck deep, trying to get work and trying to keep his guys paid and running around. This is what I learned while I owned the trucking company. When I got my own authority, I had no free time. I'm just running around trying to gather guys, pay for repairs. I'm running around with neck deep. I'm like, this is BS. I only did this to get government contracts for transportation, not to be the actual facilitator for all this. And that's when I said, stop. In 2020, I said, a lot of this has to change immediately. You will not get anywhere being neck deep in the business. You have to be over top of the business, observing the business, right? And this is why I tell people, Middleman to Millions course is not for somebody who's like, well, I'm a construction guy. Will this work for me? This is for you if you want to own the company, divvy out work, partner with people, and you become the plug. When people start seeing you as the main cleaning company in town that's always got contracts left and right, and you're always putting job hiring down on Indeed, other companies fall in line. Hey, we'll come work for you. Hey, can we get some of those contracts? Hey, we'll come subcontract for you. Can we subcontract for you? This will be your phone calls. This will be your voicemail. I want you to understand. There's a lot of other stuff in trucking as far as parking, renting trailers, all kinds of stuff that's involved with trucking and transportation that don't involve drivers. And once you get deep into a field and learn that, you know that, and you can be dangerous. So again, if you pay attention, why do I keep bringing on government contractors and people talking to you about government contracts? Because they're going to cut this infrastructure bill, and it's going to be like a fucking boondoggle. I'm going to get deep. I'm going to get copyright, but I don't care. It's going to be a boondoggle in many places. Why? Because I can tell you right now, I read over the rural bandwidth part of the bills. You guys, certain companies like CenturyLink and all these others, they use satellites in rural areas. And this bill's talking about, well, we got to dig trenches way into the rural parts of town. It's going to take us 20 years to dig all these trenches to get internet out there to the middle of nowhere. Why are they trying to do that? Because if you live in a rural, medium-sized town, 300,000 to 50,000 people, and you see all this construction, you're like, well, look how hard the government's working. They're working real hard, Erica. You don't need that. You don't need that. Satellites take care of that now. That's a way to look like you're doing something and not doing anything at all. The federal government's talking about, let's dig up a bunch of stuff. That came from 1995. 1995 to 2000 is when people were like, we got to dig all these trenches. From 2005 to now, they're like, no, we can just get a satellite out there. We don't need to dig trenches. That's just wasting money digging in the ground. We don't need to do that. So again, if you actually know, understand what I'm saying to you, there's going to be all this leakage of money that happens every year. To this day, we have not found the man that got $500 million to build ventilators that just disappeared out of America. We still haven't found several people who got hundreds of millions of dollars to do stuff during COVID, and they just disappeared out of America with $100 million, and nobody can find them. They can find Monquisha, who took $20,000 from the PPP, but they cannot seem to find somebody who took $100 million from a government contract. I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're paying attention. So again, there's so many things I want to say, but you need to be having yourself in the framework and position to take advantage of these things, to build big companies for you and your family if you want that, or to divvy out work, or be the guy or girl in your town that divvies out work. There are people in North Carolina and Texas that I know that have been in construction for 20, 30 years. They ain't had a company do nothing in years. They just are the guy that people go to for work. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get all kind of, oh, Erica, oh, here you go. Number 4. I think we're on number 4. We're number 5. We're on number 5. Number 4 is rural bandwidth. Number 5 is massive distraction. I get it. I'm bracing myself. Bring me the hate. You keep asking me every day what are my thoughts on Kevin Samuels and Derek Jackson and all these relationship blogs. What do you think, Erica? What do you think? Listen, I don't care. You know why? Because it's a massive distraction. We are going through one of the biggest fourth turning, and go look that up, go look that book up, go look the video up, I've shared it in the community tab, that is ever going to happen. We're going through one of the biggest fourth turnings that will ever happen, okay? And everybody's like, oh, you know, hey, Kevin Samuels, and I go, listen to me. And this is my thought as much as I can put it together. If you're a woman and you've been to somebody's house, or a man, and you've been to somebody's house, you've been to one of your guys' house, and his wife is a mess, and the attitude and the energy's all over the place, and you don't even go over Rick's house no more because his wife is a mess. And then there's Jeff's house. His wife is nice, and she's pleasant, and has snacks, and the cookout's fun, and everybody enjoys themselves. A woman is the essence to your fucking life. So is a man. Let me be very clear. A woman is the essence to your life. A man is the essence to your life. Everybody's going to hate me for this, but I have to say it. It's called yin and a yang. That's why you have all these very bitter men who are disguising it as not being bitter, watching these channels talking crazy. When you ask them, sir, are you going to get married? Are you going to have kids? Oh, no, never that. So you're afraid of rejection. You're shaming me. You have these women who've made poor choices. You start asking them stuff. You're shaming me. You know my baby daddy wants nothing. You chose him, honey. Well, you don't understand. I want you to understand, I don't care about this stuff. Only in our Black community do we make this the #1 conversation. You know why? Because it costs nothing to have an opinion. You can be a busted, broke dude living in your grandma's basement, but you have an opinion on how women look. You're a fucking loser. That's just all there is to it. You're a loser. And I may lose a bunch of you off this channel for this, and I'm okay with that. You know why? Because it costs nothing to have an opinion. When we ask that man or that woman who's complaining, do you have kids? Do you have a marriage? Do you have a life? Do you have a business? What are you doing in your life? What accomplishments do you have in your life? Most of the time, these people have goose eggs. They are not whatever. The girl's not beautiful. She's not working on her body. She's not working on herself. And I'm going to say this, and I mean it 100%. I've met very ugly, strong-faced women who are married. Don't let these people fool you that only beautiful people get married. Don't let them fool you. I've seen it with my own eyes. I live here in Austin. I've traveled the world. Strong-faced, big booty, fat women get married every day of the week, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay? So don't get that twisted. But you have to have something going for yourself. A lot of people don't have anything going on with themselves or their life. And don't take my word on it. Go listen to the roommates. All these guys are walking around without no purpose. Why? What's the purpose? What's the purpose? A woman. A woman with a family gives you purpose. Why do married men on average make $80,000 to $100,000 a year? And the average single man makes $40,000 a year, and the average single woman makes $35,000 a year? Because it's just about them. They don't have a higher purpose. Don't kill the messenger. But I'm just going to say, why are all these women, and again, go look up Farrakhan, go look up all these people. They'll tell you the same thing. The average woman is a builder. She'll help you do whatever you're trying to do, right? Right? She'll help you do whatever you're trying to do. If you're trying to chill, when I grew up and my daddy was trying to chill, my mom was like, everybody, be quiet. Your daddy's taking a nap. Your daddy's taking a nap. Be quiet. Go sit down over there. Go outside. Your daddy's taking a nap. Be quiet. Your daddy's taking a nap. You took your ass outside. You didn't say anything. Your daddy's taking a nap. Gotta go. Be quiet. Daddy's taking a nap. So if you want to chill, your wife help you chill. If it's time to clean, your daddy said clean up. Get in here and clean up. Now, your daddy done came outside, grabbed you from outside. Didn't your mama tell you to clean up? Didn't she? Okay. To this day, I've got uncles. If I got a nephew cutting up or I got a cousin cutting up, come on, we're going to go cut the hair. We're going to start taking things away from you because you're not listening. I don't think a lot of y'all got that because some of y'all got daddies and some of y'all got uncles. But that's okay. I'm just going to let you know there is an essence to life and there is a push and pull on how your life works. I'm shaming people, okay? And women will assist you in whatever that is you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a bunch of foolishness, that's what you will get, and that's what you will attract. Why are women so focused on work? Aaron Clary, many of these people have said this. Family is the most important thing, right? Why are women so focused on work? Because women have the highest poverty and elderly. When they're elderly, they have the highest poverty rate. Why? Because you will always meet a grandma. You will always meet an auntie who's helping pay for somebody else's child, who's always paying and helping their adult children. So yes, women focus on work because they know the future is poverty if they don't, okay? Now let's go and move on because I spent too much long there anyway, but that was my 2 cents because every day I'm getting emails. What are your thoughts on this video? Can you give a response to this video? No, I grew up with a mama and a daddy. And I had a stepdad. After our parents split up 2 years later for the rest of my adult life. I spoke on the phone every single day to my daddy. I spent summers with my daddy. He came visit me in college. I spoke to him 2 days before he died. I don't know what your guys are going through, and I'm not trying to shame you. And I understand there are some kids struggling because they don't have dads, and I'm sorry for you. I really am, but you gotta get off YouTube. You gotta go get some of that talk space therapy. Go get it. You sound crazy on the internet. Xavier Miller, if I can get him on the channel, I'll bring him on. He talked about how he lived in Chicago, and his parents weren't rich by any means. Okay? But when it's black married couples, the percentage of poverty is less than 7%. When it's white married couples, they have 22% of people in poverty. Okay? He talked about how his daddy caught the train, the bus, going to work, gave the mom the car in Chicago. So that she would go with and he would go with that. He was the man. And people were like, oh, that's crazy. You know how Chicago's trains work? You know how Chicago's buses are? You gonna put your wife on a bus and a train and drive the car? Come on now, baby. That don't make no sense. Come on now. Some of these people don't understand, and they're out here bragging about what they won't do for a woman. You need therapy, brother. You need it. Look at the hierarchy of needs. The hierarchy of needs is once you pass surviving and you start going towards thriving, you become an abundant person. I'm going to bless everybody and everything that's in my house. See, the video that I shared in the community tab where he's saying these men want to tell you they want a woman to have a baby, where even in the United States, 300,000 women die a year from having a baby in the most technologically advanced country. And you like, well, she better get back to work and help me pay these bills. And the sad part is I've got women in my Instagram, women in my, these women, honey, sis, you need a dad. You need a dad because your daddy would not agree with you right now. I know what I'm talking about when I see some of these women's comments. Ain't no daddy in your house. I know, I can feel it. Okay, but I'm gonna leave it alone now. Number 6, Europe is facing lockdowns. Y'all don't know news, and I'm not gonna be funny, I'm not trying to be funny. The reason why I'm trying to travel so much right now, and I'm trying to, before we have the end of the summer, go to Europe, go to Frankfurt, go see my cousin overseas, go really quickly to Greece and come right back, is because I know what's about to happen, okay? Greece is facing lockdowns again. Not Greece, not just Greece, but other places. Greece is doing a bunch of stuff right now to get some money. That's all they're doing. They're doing something, because their economy is tourism, so they're doing everything they can now to get a bunch of tourism money before they lock back down. Why are y'all not paying attention to the protesting that's going on in Germany, France, and Europe? Because we're very American-centric. We think only about America. And the reason why they don't want you paying attention to Europe, the reason they kept turning the news off in Paris when they're out in the street, 100,000 people deep, is because these are the people who experienced war in their backyard before. These are the people who experience what a real lockdown is, where you watch your neighbors get put on trains and sent away to camps. These are the people who experienced when they came and round folks up, when they start making have passports, when they start having police walk in the streets. These are the people who really experienced war. Americans can say whatever they want. We've never had actual war in our backyard where we're at our house and our daddy and mama got to grab a gun and go fight. We've never had that. We've never had. So when you look at Europe and they are out in the street saying, help us, and they're literally 100,000 feet, they're throwing stuff into the French what they call their White House, and burning that bitch down. Pay attention. When you see Hong Kong saying, please don't let us get taken by China. Please, everybody, the world, help us. And they are literally packing them up by the hundreds into buses and sending them out to camp. And we in America are like, well, I can't wait to go to Hong Kong to China. I can't wait to go to Greece. Huckety, huckety, huck. Because we don't pay attention. We don't understand that when they go back and lock down this year, they packing people up and putting them in jail. We're not even paying attention to our border in Canada right now, where they can't go out their house past 8 o'clock or they get arrested or they get beat up. Canada is literally no guns, having to fist fight with their government. Now, you always act like, well, Canada is so soft and sweet. No, baby. Canada's been beating the shit out of the Indian people there for 400 years. And now you're just getting ready to see it. Right? I have friends here who in Austin, who Canadian people are at here, visiting them in Texas. And you ask them when are they going home, and they look at you dead in the eyes like, I don't know. Because I don't have $200 to give them to be taken away to a place, a hotel. And if I get a negative, if I get a positive, they're going to take me away to some place, and I can't even call my child here in Texas and tell them that I'm here. So I think you guys are in this la bull-ass land where every day you come get on this man's internet and look at goof-off crap, and, oh, Erica, why are you so mad? Because I see what's happening, and I'm not terrified for my family. I'm terrified for y'all. Because y'all, a lot of people are asleep, and I'm like, well, I'm calling my family, hey, everybody get in place, do what you need to do. Hey, get these businesses started, get these contracts, go ahead and get woman-owned, certified, go get this certified. Okay, you're military base, we're going to get you veteran certified, we're going to get you set up, because I see what's happening. And that's why I talk about alignment. You really get alignment and look around. Like, even in Austin, we have places closing, even though we've been wide open. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. So I'm going to give you a quick video from our sponsors. I'm going to drink some water here.
Have you ever thought about investing in the stock market like the rich do? Well, now we can, and we don't have to have a whole lot of money in order to do it. So how does it work? Well, what the rich do is they purchase shares at a very low rate when the companies are either startups or very, very early stage. And then as the company progresses, it gets bigger and it's either acquired or there's an initial public offering, then all of those initial shareholders that bought for pennies on the dollar are able to cash out at that point. And we're able to do the same thing. So I want you to check out weinvestblack.us, weinvestblack.us in order to learn more.
Hey, sorry, I think that was a little bit glitchy. If it was, let me know. I apologize. Usually our stuff is not glitchy. Yeah, Canada's borders are not open, and right now they're going to actually close the border with Mexico here pretty soon because over 100,000 Canadians left Canada and went to Mexico. So just letting you know that if you haven't been paying attention. It's cool. All right, number 7. We're off Europe now. I've talked a lot about Europe. Silver, gold, and cash. Every time you turn on, what do they say? Oh, cash is trash. Cash is trash, girl. Oh my God, cash is trash, girl. This is something when someone's trying to program you. Cash is trash. Girl, you don't want no cash, girl. That cash is dirty. Cash is trash. Let me tell you something. When you go over to that flea market here in Austin off Lamar with all the Hispanic people, that's a multi-million-dollar event happening every weekend. Cash ain't trash over there. You got somebody coming to fix your house? Hey, can you give me a discount to pay cash? Boom. Cash is not trash. I will tell you, there are several business owners who've made videos. If you go look on YouTube, oh, I only keep 100,000 liquid now because I realize the opportunities are so great. What wore me out last year is not having liquid. Not having liquid. Banks are now going, oh, you know, account your size. I mean, you should have a daily $10,000 in there. Yeah, you should have. I mean, because it's less than 10,000. I mean, your business could be in trouble. Before that, they go, you need 1,000 in your account. Before that, 500 in your account. So don't believe when they say cash is trash. Silver, gold, get whatever you need to get. Get stuff that's tradable, stuff that you can sell. That's all I'm saying. You can go on silver.com. You ain't got to do all that. Okay? All right. Number 8, abandoned titles. I was thinking about bringing on Nick Taylor to talk to him about this in a future video, but abandoned titles. What is abandoned titles? Abandoned titles is when, let's say you leave your truck somewhere, right? Let's say you leave your car and it gets towed at the location. It gets towed. And you're mad. You're like, man, they towed my car. And it takes you a month to get your car back. They're making laws left and right that they can get an abandoned title in 2 weeks. You don't come pick your car up in 2 weeks, they can get an abandoned title. They're making laws right now. Let's say you get your car repaired, and they used to call it a mechanic lien. The mechanic lien would lien on you. Now they're passing laws that that person can get an abandonment title right away. Oh, you ain't picked your stuff up? Abandonment title, it's theirs. So imagine someone fixing your car. You didn't pick it up in 2 weeks, and now they own it. What's going on with the car rental places? What's going on with cars? They're short on cars. They had to sell off all these cars. They did what? Create a shortage of cars in the market. Who else can they sell these cars to? Used cars? They can sell them to anybody. Anybody want to buy a car, they can get that money back off your car, where they repaired it for $1,000 and now they turn around and selling your whole car for $9,000. I'm telling you, I've talked to many tow yards and tow shops all over the United States. And I'm telling you, these people are picking up abandoned titles in 60 days. Oh, you ain't picked your stuff up? We went ahead and filed for abandoned title because you ain't paid, and we put storage fees on it. Go Google this up. Don't take my word for it. I want to show y'all a bunch of articles, but I didn't have time for that. Go look up storage fees ripoff. You will see all these companies been truck. Like I had a truck wreck. It didn't wreck. It had injury in New York. They charged us $30,000 to get it off the road, to tow it and clean it up. How much is the average used truck worth, you guys? $30,000. So what did our insurance company say? Hey, we're gonna pay for this. Anything else, you gotta pay for it. Because the average truck is $30,000. You can have $1 million insurance, and they still will go, yeah, we covered what we needed. Sorry, we covered the debt that was needed to pay that tow yard. And the tow yard companies know it, so they do what? Get the abandoned title. This is happening all over the United States. This isn't just for semi-truck owners. This is for people with cars and pickup trucks. And I've just started, like, the more I start digging into it, it's a very big money thing. It's just like when you, let's say you, when people used to repo your car, and they would clean, the person who repoed it, just for legal reasons, they had to clean the car out, put the stuff in a box, and say, hey, that box of your stuff in your car is in this storage area, but we're gonna charge you X amount of dollars if you don't come get it in enough time, right? And so they're making money on holding your stuff that was inside your car. The storage place is making money from towing your car. It's a boondoggle. So again, pay attention, Google abandoned titles, and see how you're gonna notice this is going up a lot. And this isn't just for semi-trucks, this is for cars, everything you think of. Number 9. Prime example here. Powell said inflation is contained. Wall Street says, no, it's not. No, it's not. Peter Schiff said this is going to be as big as the mortgage crisis of 2000. Stansberg Research said it's about to get wild and out of control. Now I'm going to give y'all some examples because a lot of people get mad at me. Talking about hyperinflation here. Let me put you like this. I'm from North Carolina. I've lived in many states. New York, not New York. Stop it. Maryland. I lived in Alabama. I lived in Tennessee. I lived in Alaska. Okay, I lived in Texas. And in North Carolina, we have just farms falling out every piece of backyard, right? Farms and bacon. Bacon has never been more than like $2 in North Carolina. A container of eggs has never been more than 99 cents in North Carolina. The other day, I started following people's things where they start taking pictures. Start taking pictures of bacon being $5, of eggs being $2.40, $2.80. Now, immediately, people in New York and people from California are like, why y'all tripping? That's low. People in North Carolina are like 99 cents to $3. It just went up 30%. It just tripled. It just went up 300%. Oh, you guys are tripping. No, you don't understand. We're here in North Carolina. I can go to every farmer's market every weekend and go get a rack of eggs. Fresh. For $1. I'm not even just telling you Peter Schiff. I'm talking about Stansberg Research. I'm talking about Powell, the investment chair, is telling you inflation is coming. Wall Street's telling you inflation is coming. This is, I know everybody's like, oh, I don't want to hear that person say it. This is something where they're telling you. When the government says, hey, we might have a little problem here, don't do that. Don't belittle it. Because the government said, we might have a mortgage problem. And then 2008 happened. And so if they're telling you, oh, it'll be a little bit of interest, prepare yourself for massive interest. Prepare yourself, okay? Now, the reason I bring up food and rent, because they take food and rent out of the inflation calculators. But you and I both know, you go up and down these streets and there's all this homeless, and they're like, well, they're homeless because they can't afford somewhere to stay. Now, we already know there's lots of homeless that choose to be homeless. Nobody wants to address that elephant in the room. They don't want to go anywhere. They don't want to follow rules. It is what it is. But when I tell you that I moved here to Austin, it was 600. It was like a high apartment with 600. And now that same apartment, that same building with the same renovations is literally $1,200 a month rent. Parking lot the same, everything the change, just ownership. Well, it's double. It's double. When you see a studio apartment is no less than $1,000, and studio apartments are notorious for being $400 in Austin back in the day. And then when I mean back in the day, I mean 2007. Okay, so listen. Well, even funnier, Purple Gal, this is perfect. I'm gonna just address this real quick. Oh, they're doing this to fight deflation. There will be no deflation. Let me be very clear. There will be no deflation. When I told you there will be no recession in Texas, I was right. I've named off several things. You go back in my old videos, and I keep posting them in the future. I was right. I don't hop all around by how I feel that day about the topic. I've been consistent. I've been consistent. And that I love, because I can go back and pull the old video from 4 years ago and be like, you know, not being an a-hole, not braggadociously, but like, I'm telling you, there will be no recession in Texas, and people have been fighting me on that for 6 years now. There'll be no recession in Florida. There'll be no recession in the Sun Belt. You know why? Trust me, there will be no deflation. I get it. Y'all want it so bad to be deflation because it makes sense. It should be deflation, Erica. In a regulatory cycle where all rules are followed, we should be. We should have crashed and flatlined. Go look up all the lumber yards that have lumber sitting out by the docks. Go look up the lumber yards that got all this lumber sitting by the railroad tracks that's not being shipped out. And you ask them why, oh, it's these reasons. Lumber is not in a shortage, y'all. Not a shortage, y'all. Again, right now you have over 16,000 units of empty apartments in Seattle. Have the prices gone down? I get it. Some of your favorite YouTubers keep telling you, but the price is going down on rent on apartments. Is it down 50%? No, it's down $100. Oh, okay. Okay. Good luck with that. Pay attention. When I tell you, it's not going to be a deflation. People are like, well, what about all these homes that are going to mortgage? They're going to crash. Listen to me. The market soaks up. They soak up. Now, what does soak up mean? Here in Austin, if house, let's say, in last year, I'd say about 3 years ago, it was a little bit where it dropped down and houses were 180. All of a sudden, there were like 300 houses in the market of Round Rock for 180. I went on there the next day, every one of them was stopped up. Stopped up. Okay? Big commercial buildings, empty. Small commercial niche space, stopped up. I'm in a building right now where it's like a WeWork. And people are like, oh, WeWork has crashed. WeWork failed. No, WeWork didn't fail. WeWork's hype failed it. WeWork's internal building overselling it failed. I'm in a space here where I'm in this room here, and this room, this same size room, and some of these have 4 or 5 desks in them, okay? And they will charge you $1,600 for it. I rented a whole building with 1,000 square feet for the same price. So when they say, well, can you want to get a room? I'm like, no. And every one of them's full. Because a lot of these people are like, well, if I get a whole office, I'll be responsible for like lights and bills, and I don't want to be that responsible. But yet you're paying for like this tiny box of a room, okay? I'll just go there. Okay, so again, when it comes to, and people are like, well, Erica, there's got to be deflation. No, what's going to happen is you're going to have hyperinflation, because if they don't raise taxes, which they're like, we're not raising taxes, we're not raising them, then, and they give you UBI at the same time, it's hyperinflation. Because that means the prices will keep going up, and the UBI is just to catch you up, just so you can stock up some of them prices, okay? Number 11, child care tax credit. Now, I know our favorite internet topic is child support. Child support is killing me. Child support. I get it. The average national child support is $278. Let me say that again. The national average of child support is $278. There are several people who come online and tell you they got a child support bill of $178. You robbing the man to pay for the children with the child support. Listen, that's crazy. $200? You could earn that in a weekend driving for Uber. But you have people in our society, like the people who are getting UBI, they rather crank down anything they have to do. They rather just crawl in a hole, halfway die, than have to pay somebody else some money. So here's what the government has done. Look it up. Child tax credit. They're going to just start paying you $300 a month, because Jerome won't pay you, and Joseph won't pay you. This ain't just a black dude thing. And Jonathan won't pay you, and Israel won't pay you. So they're going to give you that $300. You know why? Because what happens when people have children and they can't take care of them? They start hurting them, they start abusing them, they start abandoning them in the streets. Child care services get flooded. What's going on already? Child care services. They're already flooded. They can't take an increase of more children. Adoption agencies right now are booming with business. I'm gonna be very clear. Go look this up. I follow a group of women. They're very nice women. They're single foster moms. Again, let me be very clear. I know somebody may be like, well, child support. Listen, my father was in Alaska, 1990 something, when they made you pay $1,000 per kid. The United States government was telling military men, don't get nobody pregnant out here. Don't get divorced out here because you about to get hit with $1,000. So when I meet men who like, girl, I paid $2,000. I feel you, brother. I feel you. That means you making what? $6,000, $8,000, $9,000 a month? If those kids live with you, you'd be paying what though? 99% of your income. So I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't care. Sorry, nobody cares. Guess what? Tell the world your problems. Guess what? They don't care. No one cares that you pay $278. And there's a black man here on YouTube talking about it. His channel is so popular. His channel is grown. His child is 18 years old, and he's still talking about it. And they said, well, brother, why are you still talking about it? Well, because some other men out here, they struggling. And they were like, how much was your child support? It was $278 a month, but it's the principal. Brother, the principal is you didn't want to pay $278 to a life force? I get it. Everybody's like, well, I pay this. Okay, fine. I get it. Be a low producer person. Be a low producer. I don't care anymore. But pay attention because they're about to pay that child tax credit. Now, many people say, well, that's crazy. It's not crazy if you actually look at 50% of all children in America. You can go look this up for yourself. 50% of children, all children in America, are under some type of government assistance in their house. Now, what does this mean? This means they may live with grandma, she get SSI, their mama might be getting some kind of disability or food stamps or some type of care. And so in that, here we go. Here it is right here. I love it here this person is right here. You don't have kids. Stick to what you know, even though you have friends that work at child support office and that's the natural price. You don't have kids and you can't talk about it because I'm a man and I'm mad I have to pay $250 and you are now blocked from the channel. Have a great life. I will continue to talk on it. Just the way you raggedy dusties are over there on the internet crying about women every day and you don't plan on getting married, so why are you still talking about them? You don't plan on having more children, so why are you talking about it? You don't plan on, I'm going overseas. Well, then why are you talking about it? Every freaking day. You know why? Because you're a bum. That's why, and you're out of here. Thank you. Have a great day. The child tax credit. Yeah, I did that. I won't play with him. I won't play with these people. I'm not playing with these people. All these people get up out of here. Every one of them. I will boot you all. You know why? Because I don't need to kiss your ass to make money on here. See, a lot of these men folk that y'all follow and kiss their butt and they daddy, this is my daddy. They'll tell you whatever they want to tell you to make you pay money to them. I don't need your money. That's the difference. See, when you realize you can start a business and run ads and going out here, you don't need their money. Your money is not nothing to me. If you can't pay $275 to your daughter or your wife or your son, what am I going to come out here for you to give me $5 on a super chat? My alignment is not set up for me to kiss y'all butt. Let me be very clear. Call me savage, call me whatever. I'm not lined up to kiss your butt. I'm not here on a Sunday, on Mother's Day, getting ready to plan my next 90 days for the rest of the summer to kiss your butt. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. And you can run all the little ads on the internet about me and talk about me. I went to somebody's channel and they sent me a video. Guess what? I made him apologize live on camera. Don't make me hop your channel. Don't do it. Okay, so anyway, that child tax credit, the reason we have that is because we know what happens when we don't. We have a lot of bad things happen to children when we don't. Now, number 12. Yes, I don't even mind. Y'all think I be joking. We blocked 250 people this past weekend. Maybe like 275. It was hilarious because we have comments already under review under the channel. So we can go after the video renders and just be booting you because I don't have to kiss your butt because you're poor. I don't have to do that. I can go out here and hire somebody to run a whole company for $18 an hour. I can go out here and start a cleaning company tomorrow and go clean houses for $500. Will I be cleaning the houses? Nope. But somebody will sign up for $18 an hour and go do it. So again, you watching me, baby. We're not watching you. So let's get that clear. Don't have kids, Erica. Just the way we let y'all men folk cry all night on the internet. Get your life together. Now, anyway, I meant to go earlier on when I was talking about number 4, massive distraction. Okay? If you got a husband and wife team and they watching KS and all these other channels, you need to be worried. Because your man need to be focused on what's going on with the economy. How can I get my kids back to school safely? How can I take care of them and get them right? How can I get my wife ready? But you got wives writing whole paragraphs. He saved our marriage and our life. That tells me right there you are not prepared. You don't have good community. You don't have church. You don't have a group of friends that have enough mind to tell you, sis, you should be appreciative of that husband you have. If you're a husband and wife team watching, these talks where people are getting about this, y'all need new hobbies and new opportunities and new focus. Just saying, just being very clear, okay? Yes, China's rain, it went to 278. They just updated it, go look it up, 278. Even with California in the means, 278. $278. Come on. I ain't got to lie to you. I got friends who work at high positions, and this I can tell you about these children. And I follow about 100 pages of single foster moms in Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, Florida, and one in California. You know why? Because they are overfull with children right now. That they're even giving single moms who have no children. I'm talking about single women that ain't even birthed a baby. They are giving them children full-time foster care and paying those women because they are so backed up. Go look at them. I'll start slowly posting some of their YouTube pages in the community chat because you know why? You know why? Because that means the system's overfull. Adoption, right now, closed adoptions are going through like this. Adoptions through the United States are going like this because most people used to complain how adoption takes months and months and months. They're going like this. Even the single women. Why? Because we have a bunch of kids filling up all the systems. That's why the government's like, here, give them some money. Give them some money for them children so they can stop sending these children out, pulling up all these systems. Trust me, y'all. Y'all not paying attention because y'all want to get on here and argue with grown men who's 50 years old and their children grown and ain't got no, that's just crazy to me. It's whack. Every time a man tells me he's not interested in getting married, why are you on these channels talking about it? I need community. You need community? That's the type of community you want? Listen, Pamela, tell them. Wisconsin pays $1,000 a month per child of foster moms. They are desperate for homes. Some of the single foster moms, if you go follow them, he is. Listen, Ronald Jackson, I'm not hollering. He is. I actually know this man in real life. A lot of y'all don't know nobody in real life. So don't come on here and act like you're trying to cheerlead for somebody. I actually know this person in real life. Miss me with that, okay? No, the racial breakdown, the majority is white children. It's white children. Don't believe it's black children. I know that's the hype to believe that, but trust me, it's white. I know you're trying to be funny, but it's white. But Wisconsin, okay, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Since I don't know what I'm talking about, and I ain't got no kids, because I got no kids. People that are in the chat with children that live in your home, because let me be very clear. There's a difference in a person who's a non-custodial parent. I went there, and a person who has a full-time little person eating your food, getting on your nerves, scratching you on the back, talking to you, asking you questions, and waking up in the middle of the night. Is $1,000 enough for one kid? Talk to me. Is $1,000 enough to rearrange your whole life for one kid? Come on. I've got kids, and okay, come on, answer it. Is $1,000 enough? Because I know some of you dry dusty's gonna say $275. I buy him socks and shoes, and $275 is a lot of money, Erica. It's my money. Our family used to run group homes in North Carolina. So don't try me. I fucking know these numbers. That's why I'm eating y'all up, because I don't play this mess, because I actually know numbers, and some of y'all just want to goof off every Friday at the little hole in the wall spot, so you ain't got to watch your own children. Yeah, I said it. There you go. Everybody saying no? She said maybe. Maybe. I'm just saying, if you got kids that live under your roof, is $1,000 enough for the lights, the food, the water, the paper toilet tissue they use, the food, the snacks, the every 2 minutes take me somewhere to get me something to eat, the picking them up from school every day, the clothes, the diapers, is it enough? Now, I've seen some women when the babies are 2 and under, it's a lot of money. Some shoes, some baby formula, some stuff. But when they 13, 12, 15, need rides to places, need new clothes, need feminine products, need shoes, sneakers, snacks, everything. Come on now. People in here trying to act like I don't know something. Come on now. Get going out of here, man. Coming in the chat acting like you stupid. All right. On to number 12. On to number 12. Number 12. What's going on in New York, New Jersey, and Michigan? Cases are up. There you go. He said they call it a reimbursement. What's a reimbursement for your mental peace of health and time? Y'all seen teenagers. They work them. They be moody. Come on now. Okay. Listen, tell them. Come on. You see what I heard? Well, you don't know because you don't have kids. Baby, don't do me on Mother's Day, because I'll read your paper. We'll go find your IP address. We'll go see if you out your house with your kids or you at your mama's house. Okay, cool. Cool. Number 12, New York, New Jersey, and Michigan cases are going up. Why? Because they are density cities. Dense cities. What do I mean? Dense cities. Dense cities mean the cities are stacked on stacked on stacked. Everybody is riding around in the same train. People are riding around there in tight, confined spaces. And so, you know, there's different strands. It's just like the flu, right? Because New York was running around saying, look how we got all these people vaccinated. Look at all what we're doing. New York cases, New Jersey cases, and Michigan cases going on. Let me tell you, I don't really plan on buying any more rental property in Michigan whatsoever. Cleveland, yes, because they kick people out of the house. But Michigan, they're going to have another strand. They're going to have another lockdown. New York's going to have another lockdown, and so is New Jersey. Why? Because they have different strands. Now, Colorado just opened it up so that 16-year-olds can get the shot. My views, y'all already know I'm not taking the shot. I don't care who watches this. But I also don't think children under 18 should be taking it. Your body's still growing, it's changing, it's developing. We don't even really give kids flu shots, okay? Okay? So again, Colorado should focus on adults. Listen, I got time today. I worked on my alignment goals. I've got time today. And so I just want to prepare y'all. If you in New York, if you in New Jersey, you in Michigan, brace yourself to get locked down. Brace yourself to get locked down. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Brace yourself. This is why I'm trying to run around and do all these things this summer. And every Airbnb is priced to the max. Every place we go is priced to the max. And they're gonna be locked down. So again, I'm telling you the perfect storm of what's happening. The government's about to send out all this money. It ain't gonna be PPP money. It's gonna be a different type of money for government contracts. It's gonna get lost. As I said before, it's gonna get lost. Millions of it, hundreds of millions of it. And are you in a position to help your family, or are you out on this man internet cooning up and clapping and cutting up all afternoon? Okay. Okay. Now then, I told you chickens. They killed off 4% of chickens during 2020 because they didn't have anywhere to process them, and then we sold half our processors to China. So who's gonna have chicken? Going to be a chicken shortage. Go Google this. Don't take my word on any of this. I'm doing this show out of a labor of love because, like I said, I don't need the money. I can go start little niche businesses and go focus on that, and go hammer on that, and have enough money come in and be like, okay, we'll pay off some things, we'll do this or that. Because I know what's coming. I'm trying to tell you what's coming. Because I'm putting newspaper articles together like, damn. So you got 4%, don't seem a lot, right? Now, what happened I told you last year? What did I tell you happened last year? Yeah, Idaho had the massive storm, and they are the number 4 producer of pork, chicken, eggs, beef. Beef is going to be expensive this fall. They already done told you. West Texas, where our cattle is at, they had a drought. They had to kill off some cows. Beef is going to be expensive, okay? No, they've already predicted it, Capricorn. They've already said it. You guys have another variant coming. They say you guys are already, your cases are going back up. New York is going to shut down. I promise you. I promise you. If y'all let Kumo come back in there, y'all shutting down. Y'all shutting down. I'm telling you. Today is what? May 9th. Check me in November. Because I had already planned to, we got to purchase an Airbnb in Vermont and New York. And they already in the notes said, if there is a problem with lockdowns in New York, you are not getting your money back. They already done said it, you're not getting your money back. Okay? So I'm just telling you. I'm just gonna tell you. Check me. Make a note, baby. Check me. Come back on the channel and write it up. Okay? They just had a cyber attack on gas in the southeast. You didn't have gas in parts of Georgia, Florida, northern Florida, and then you didn't have gas in parts of Tennessee and this other part from a cyber attack. They ain't said nothing on it. Okay? Then I just told you about the eggs. I told you about the bacon. I told you how they had to destroy a bunch of stuff in New Orleans and Louisiana because of the storm. They had to destroy a bunch of crops in Oklahoma. They had to destroy a bunch of crops up in the Northwest, not Midwest, right? They already told you 90% of palm trees died here in Texas when they had that frost come through. So palm tree suppliers are running out. Citrus folks is like, they out. Okay? Come on now. I'm just trying to get you to pay attention. Go reach out to your local farmhouses. Go look up and reach out to your local farmers, the farmers that are local. Nick Bear, a lot of the fitness YouTubers here always promote somebody. I'm trying to reach out to every single one of those farm people. They are sold out for the rest of the year. They're like, girl, we've already got cows marked for people in December. Right? Okay, Rico said he's vegetarian. They had to cull a bunch of the rice, Rico. You know why? It had high arsenic levels. So just because we're culling chickens don't mean we're not culling the veggies too. You gotta check all of it, okay? So I'm just telling y'all, like, this whole plant-based movement, you want to start drinking that oat milk, almond milk, now's the time to get yourself adjusted to the taste. You want to have all the cookouts you want this summer, do what you want, but I done told my mama and them, East Coast, stack them deep freezers. Stack them. All the bacon you want, stack them. I'm just going to put it to you like that. So New York, New Jersey, and Michigan. Okay? I taught a class over at Derek Grace 2 school for post-pandemic Trump. And I was over there teaching, and they did a class on farming. And many people were like, why are we doing a class on farming? Go look on the internet or look at how much people make when they local farm. When you're the collard green man, when you're the sweet potato man. Trust me, there are older black people. When I go to North Carolina, they ain't got no Social Security. They ain't got none of that. They the collard green man when it's the fall. They the sweet potato man. They go park their truck somewhere, park it outside, sell everything they got in the farmer's market and keep it moving. This is historically a thing people have always done. Trust me. Go in South Carolina when you drive some of them back roads or you go to the beach, people do it. Just gonna tell you, I'm losing my voice here, so I'm gonna finish it up. Last four. Number 13, PPP. I call it easy dumb criminal checks. Because every day you're seeing people who got 20 million, 40 million, and 60 million. They will spend the next 5 to 10 years checking out all this PPP money. You know how I know? I'm losing voice here. You know how I know? I received PPP for several businesses. They haven't even updated the system to be like, well, when are you going to start paying? They haven't even updated it. They just reached out to me maybe a month ago from the first one. Hey, did you send in your stuff so we can give you forgiveness? So if there's that behind on me and the level, and you're going to look me up because I know y'all nosy as hell. You go look up some of my companies, you see how much PPP I got. If they didn't even know, if they like, oh yeah, you sent stuff in, we real behind over here. We so sorry, ma'am. If whatever you send in, we're going to look at it. Even if you send it in late, we'll look at it. So then you got these idiots out here on the internet. If you don't know, if you automatically get $1 million or $2 million, they're going to go ahead and audit you automatically. So if the average person was getting 150,000, 350,000, how much can you get done with 150,000 to 300,000, y'all? Let's just have a basic conversation. If you know business like I know business, how much can you do with 150,000, 350,000? You can buy some rentals. You can start a whole other business. You can run ads. Why do you think all these people on YouTube and Facebook running ads right now? They're using their PPP money. I'm not snitching. I'm just telling you what they did. A lot of these people are using their PPP money to run these ads. I know what I know, and I know what I've seen. Okay? A lot of these companies are buying up stuff in Texas. Land's going away. This is going away because all they got to do is show what they have staff. It's only when you do the stupid stuff. That's why I call it easy, dumb criminal chase, PPP, that get you caught. Now you got people who, prime example, the man in Florida, he got 200 employees. He got $2 million from the PPP, and somehow he's still going to jail. Why is he going to jail? Because he was doing something stupid with the $2 million. Pretty Ricky, the dude from Pretty Ricky, got $24 million. He's in several businesses. Bought a Lamborghini. I'm gonna say the reason he did it is he's 5'3". So I mean, he's super complicated. I call PPP for real business owners pride, paperwork, and people. Because if you know real business owners, there's a pride. They didn't want to fill it out. 60% of Black and Hispanic business owners did not fill it out. And again, that's real business owners that have been filing taxes for years. They did not fill it out. Not Bonquisha and them who just figured it out and filled it out. Okay. The paperwork of it, they busy, they neck deep trying to save their companies and save their business and save face. Number 3, people. When you have people in your family relying on you, depending on you, and PPP asking for all this stuff, you ain't gonna do it. You busy. That's why 60% of Black and Hispanic business owners didn't do it. Paperwork was a mess. They didn't have time. They got people depending on them. So that's why I call PPP easy, dumb criminal chase. The people that didn't know what they were doing, easy, dumb criminal chase. They're gonna be chasing them for 5 to 10 years. But I don't care about the people who messed up on the PPP. You know why I don't care? Because y'all still ain't found that man who got $500 million for ventilators he didn't make and left. Come on now. Who's the bigger criminal? The guy with $500 million, the girl over here with $50 million, or old Bonquisha who took $20,000 and she's stupid and she in Miami? I'm not worried about PPP. They're gonna do videos on American Greed for PPP for the next 10 years of how stupid people were. That's fine. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. You can do that forever. I'm just going to tell you, you need to focus on them government contracts. And you need to be having yourself in a position where you create work, you the plug in your town. See, people like to run under the radar, but the real money is when you're the plug in town, people want to work with you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, again, number 14. If you don't believe me, go do a 2020 versus 2021 price check on TV, Netflix, food, everything that's in your house right now. Go write a list and go check out the price last year versus the price this year. Right? Because I've already told you, people that are running from California and running from New York coming down south, that ran down south and they make fun of the South all the time. Prime example, 50 Cent was at an auction the other night with a cowboy hat on being silly. And he got outbid repeatedly for this bottle of wine for $160,000. And he's like, there's money in Texas. See, the problem is our New York brethren and our Chicago brethren and our, Ohio brethren, they think we're a bunch of dumb hicks down here. And we're dumb. And there can't be no money down here. And that's the problem that New York is drafted to in this mindset that only the money is in New York and California. That's just not true. We've got people who spent $20 million on houses on the water here in Austin. We got people who are generationally cattle children who they can sell cattle every year for the next 20 years. We've got people out here who are generational money. You know what I'm saying? And so even in North Carolina, we got people that are old generational money. South Carolina, like North Carolina is so wealthy. In parts of Robertson County, you got rich Indians who employ white people. And it's been that way for a long time. Okay? And so you got people who are slow to the uptake. Okay? People are sleeping on the South and not realizing, I'm going to just go with one that makes y'all people uncomfortable. Richard Spencer, the white nationalist. Oh, we're going to counsel him, Erica. We're going to counsel him. His family still owns the farm slavery land To this day, from slavery, from Civil War times, they own the same 1,000 acres out in Mississippi and Alabama, and they still make money. That's how he was able to be all over the TV, acting a monkey fool, and didn't worry about it, because his family still owns the same land in Mississippi and Alabama to this day. They have farmers, they have Mexicans working for their farms, they making money, they don't care. Kentucky, bourbon money, horse money. You know how much money some of the people spend on horses? $2 million, $5 million, $10 million. See, people sleep on the South because they're not paying attention. They're not paying attention. Okay? Austin has the most people, yep, with $100,000. Yep, this is spot on. You can go check on our Indeed.com website. Listen, there you go. I shared in the community tab the Black Indian family that they basically, I think honestly that they murdered their uncles. I don't know. They claim they got shot in a drive-by, but they were the last 8 Indians of this tribe, and they were black looking like me, because I'm native, and they are doing what? Having every child they can have. They have the biggest casino in South Southern California. They have 2,000 people under their employee. They have 33 people in their tribe. But go look it up for yourself. Number 15, I'm going to tell y'all this, and I want y'all to be serious right now. Do not fall for the China war thing. Do not fall for it. They're already kind of drumming the beat for China, and I want y'all to listen to me seriously. China, you ever hear the story of the grass and the anthopper? The ant and the grasshopper, right? The grasshopper is mad at the ant in the end because the ant was over there just stacking, putting stuff away, stacking. The grasshopper later like, hey, whew, help me out, ant, I'm hungry. Help me, I'm starving, it's cold out here. Ant's like, I'm sorry about you. China is the ant right now. Listen to me. China done built up a whole network in Africa, in India. They've taken up all the ports. Go look it up. It's called the Pearl Necklace. Okay? China going back over, getting Hong Kong. They getting all they old. They doing like Russia. They going to get all their old buddies. They getting all their old buddies. They not playing. You coming back to China. They ain't even letting Muslims be in their country, okay? They're not playing, okay? But they are stacking. They built roads and planes and infrastructure to go into Africa, take their stuff, and go right back out. Ghana just fired all the Chinese engineers they had and hired them with Ghana engineers. It saves them $3.5 million a month for the whole country. $3 million a month times what? 12 months is what? $36 million? Think China gonna let them keep that $36 million? You know what I'm saying? Okay. They did. They spent the last 20 years building, and they own a bunch of our bonds. They own millions of acres in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. They bought conglomerates, which is Smithfield, bacon, and chicken and processing plants. That's why you ain't gonna have no chicken this fall. You got no bacon. They gonna send it over there. You ain't getting it back. They own a ton of land in California. They are 85% of the buyers in Vancouver. In Texas, there's 12 Chinese compounds. Now, what does the word compound mean? It means a bunch of people over there, and they got a fence around it, and we can't go in there. We don't know who in there, how many children in there, what's going on with people. Alibaba built little warehouses all over here. Their CEO talking about he was coming to Texas, and guess what? China said, oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. Hush your mouth. Sit down, be quiet. Okay? So don't fall for the hype. When America could have been spending that money on our infrastructure and our airports, go look at airports in China and other countries. It's very clear. Grim Reaper, you're saying something that is accurate and true, but there's a book called 1 Billion Smiles. I think that's the name of it. It's how Coca-Cola is building roads into Africa right now. Because you're going to get that Coca-Cola, right? And people are like, that's crazy. Why are they doing it? There's a couple basketball players who went back to their home countries and built like 30 gas stations. They always got to fight their own people to stop attacking them. But they built like 30 gas stations, and then they built 300 gas stations. And then they are building out the roads. Basketball players. This is why when people tell me, oh, $1 million ain't no money, I said, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You can go get 400 acres of land in North Carolina right now for $400,000. Okay, what you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. So don't fall. Number 15 on my list was don't fall for the China war stuff. That's all. That was what I had. That was my show for today. I'm just gonna read over it again, real quick. Disability, cancel debt. We already got disability. You can cancel your student loan debt. Why is Joe Biden talking about this? You're gonna have a bunch of people apply for disability the next 2 years. Watch my words. Number 2, Democrats already have enough votes to vote for whatever they want. Whatever they want. This is the Dog and Pony Show. Number 3, government contracts, little man to millions. You pay attention to the class, and you actually read the news, and see what this infrastructure bill gonna do, this Trojan horse. You need to be positioning yourself in the right position for people to come work for you. Number 4, I think we had rural bandwidth internet. It's silly. The way they've written this thing up is silly. You can just do satellites. Number 5, massive distraction. You and your husband, off time is watching 3 to 5 hours of people's live hangouts. You need to worry about what type of husband you don't marry, because he ain't ready. You ain't going to war with the right one, okay? He's not ready. You better get him focused. Like, hey, baby, some stuff is about to go down. Can we get a second deep freezer? Can we stack some extra chicken at the house? Talk to him. Number 6, Europe facing lockdowns. Pay attention when Europe fights back, because Europe's experienced war in their own backyard and had to pick up a gun and fight in their own backyard. So if Europe is fighting back, we need to pay attention, okay? So I just rewatch this later, rewind it back, but pay attention. Number 7, silver, gold, and cash. Copper. I'm gonna say that, I meant to put that down, copper. Pay attention to silver, gold, and copper. Why is so many people trying to buy copper right now? They gotta use copper what? To build them cars, build your phones. Don't sleep on copper. And you gotta get copper from where? Our side of the continent. Copper comes from Peru, Mexico, Argentina, all the little mountains down there. They're digging copper from there. Number 8, abandoned titles. Pay attention. You're gonna see a lot of this sneaky stuff come through where all of a sudden, oh, it's abandoned. I took it. I towed it away. You're gonna see people's cars ghost like the night. Trust me. You're gonna pay thousands of dollars to get it back. Semi-trucks, tow trucks, everything. Why? Because you have microchips in your car. Your engine of your car, even if I strip your car down, I get money for it. Never ask your man for a new refrigerator. Just hand him a warm beer. I apologize, as well as Arizona. Yes, you are correct. Uranium, copper is in Arizona. Lots of digging there. All right, number 9, Powell's inflation. Don't sleep on this. I'm telling you this for your own good. If the government is saying, oh yeah, we're going to have inflation, it's real temporary, it's going to be quick, it's going to be quick. They told you the same thing about the housing crash in 2008. Oh, this is going to be just a season. It's going to be quick. Come on, people. Come on, people. I'm telling you, pay attention. The government never say, oh, you know, they go back and later apologize. Well, we didn't calculate for this. Whoops. And this isn't just Powell. This isn't just Powell. Stansberry Research. Go look her up. Look up Peter Schiff. Yes, he be off, but he ain't too off. Go look up Wall Street. Wall Street says there's inflation. That's why they're going crazy. Go look up 4 or 5 different people. They're telling you the same thing. Inflation is going to be hot and heavy. I've been telling you that for a while. And people keep saying there's going to be deflation. There will be no deflation. Like I told you about Texas, there'll be no recession in Texas. Why? Because people keep relocating here for the ideal of Texas. Right? They get here and you meet a lot of men who say, oh, this is the first time my wife hasn't had to work since we had kids because the rent's so cheap. I remember telling somebody a 2-bedroom apartment here was $1,600, and I was in California and they were like, that's the price of a 1-bedroom. I said, well, what's the price of a 2-bedroom out here in San Fran? $3,000. It was the craziest thing I've ever heard. Okay, number 10, raise taxes. If they don't raise taxes, what does that mean? That means our bonds are junk. And that means we will experience UBI, which is what they're doing. Every time they do stimulus checks, that's UBI, right? It will go to hyperinflation, just will. Number 11 is the child care tax credit. It's $300 a month because Pookie, Johnson, and Tanner won't give it to you either, okay? Number 12, New York, New Jersey, Michigan. Cases will go up. They're up right now. They will go up some more. They will have a variant strand. Y'all out here taking these shots and they told you it's like the flu. It's just not going to happen like you think it's going to happen. I'm going to be very clear. Yes, Jeffrey, tell them 4% of the chickens doesn't seem like a lot, but then what? 4% of a million is 40,000 chickens. How much chicken? That's why I tell you, when I go get dinner from somewhere, I'm like, is this thing got real chicken? Just something to think on. Number 13, PPP stands for easy dumb criminals. There will be another PPP, but it'll be different. It's going to be this infrastructure bill. Hear me again as I say this. There'll be another PPP, but it'll be for the actual business people who are smart enough to get their friends and family, get themselves in a position to be able to do what? Apply for government contracts. That's why I bought Hasim on the other day. Do you know how many times I run into black people who said they got a phone call themselves? Hey, we thought of you and your business to do this contract, government contract. What made you think of my business? Oh, you just fit all the boxes. They just needed a woman. They needed a minority. They needed a veteran. They have to call you. You know why? Because so many people, I told y'all, here in Austin, it was only me and one other company that even registered with the city as a payment company, black owned. Well, I put multi-ethnic, so I got a lot of stuff under it, but that's going to happen because nobody wants to fill out paperwork because they're so busy. But if you the plug, like you just had that black woman out in El Paso make $150 million in construction. Then you had Hasim come on, that lady got a 29-year government contract. She done moved to Florida. She don't even do her contract. Somebody else is doing the work, subcontract, you know? Are you in position? Are you ready? Are you ready to be that plug for your town? That's why I bring on the people I bring on. The real PPP, for people who are really in business, is this infrastructure bill. Every time one of those bills get out, they got a Hasim on their team doing what? Calling up all these people. There's a reason last year when I was at the other office, y'all noticed I had put someone in place to do what? Make me a woman-owned business, minority-owned business, multiple minority-owned business. There's a business I have with one of my family members, makes me a veteran-owned business. Pay attention. Pay attention. It don't happen right when you think it's going to happen, but it's happening, okay? What else did I put? Oh, again, PPP, pride, paperwork, people. Number 14, Netflix, food. Right now, everything that you're eating in your house and you're drinking in your house and you pay for, and pay attention. Pay attention. I have a strong feeling your governor, they want her out, but they might not get her out. This is right, Alicia. They said they had to destroy a lot of cattle. They had to destroy it. They didn't have enough anywhere. Cybersecurity, better get your money. They did a cybersecurity thing happened in Southeast. There was no gas. Go look every single thing I'm telling you up. I'm not making any of this up. This is stuff I literally researched all week. And when I was telling y'all I took my flight up, I'm trying to take this flight a very particular way, is because the Maldives is like, oh, we just gonna grab you, and if you come to the Maldives, we're gonna give you a shot in your arm, whether you want it or not, because you're in our country. It takes so long to get you back out. Maldives will not be the only country that do that. Let me be very clear. London, when they started, maybe you have to go through the electronic wave, like hold your hand up, go through the thing at the airport. I used to be the person who was like, nah, you're gonna pat me down. You gonna pat me down. And they would be like, you're so nice. Most of the people that pat us down are very angry. And I go, what you're saying is the people that you usually pat down you think are stupid, country bumpkin. And I'm a smart person asking you to pat me down. That's what you're saying. I'm a nice lady asking you to pat me down because I don't have to follow this rule. But in London, at the time, you could not get a pat down. You had to go through this thing. If you didn't go through it, they were going to hold you down and lock you up in the back and talk to you for 2 hours till you agreed to go back out there and get to that scanner. This is not about health and compliance, y'all. Agricultural news is important. Again, I'll put it to you like this. Our family owns farms in North Carolina. The government usually gives you a kind of heads up. Hey, we need more this, and this. We're short on soybean. We're short on this. Looking for new farms. Hey, we're giving out $1 million at 1% interest. If you're under 35, you're a woman or you're a minority. We're trying to get you this money. Like you see the farmers are suing right now because they're getting ready to give black farmers who lost their farms a shit ton of money. They gave some people some money earlier, but now they got to go back and they got records on records that show they have to give this money back. Now white farmers are suing like, nah, give me some of this money. Because there's money in agriculture. And everybody in California, when California's been down with the 6-year drought, nobody talks about how California's been in the 6-year drought. They keep showing you every spring when it rains, them flowers in that field. Like, look at these flowers in this field. Not talking about they spring like that when it's a drought in California. And I'm not from California, and I know that. So again, they've been in a drought. West Texas has been in a drought. Idaho had that terrible storm. destroyed food, destroyed cattle, destroyed chicken, destroyed grain, destroyed wheat. The Native American population reservations, they're producing rice, but they can only produce so much rice because they only have so many people to work the fields in Minnesota, the wild rice, and they're sold out. The Nation of Islam has farms all throughout the Southeast. I personally buy stuff from them, and they're sold out for months, and they're like, brothers and sisters, be calm with yourself, be at peace. We are working these farms. We've sent brothers from New York down south to help get these farms up and going. If the Nation of Islam, one of the best tight ran ships, is running out of food to give their own people, and that's the farm they make money off of, go follow them, brother, and see these people. They didn't have any beans for me to buy all the way to October. Pay attention. Writing's on the wall. So anyway, look, you guys, you've been wonderful. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. I'm not trying to be like these 3-hour, 4-hour hangout motherfuckers. Y'all talk bad about me. But I feel you. I love you. I thank every one of you. I bring these shows when I have something to talk about. But the rest of the summer, I'm dedicated to my family time, to my personal health, and to my businesses. I have a family member moving out here to Texas. They're going to help me run one of my businesses. So we got to get them on board and get this money running, because it ain't no joke. This is all bad news. Bridget, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it all bad news. I'm just wanting you to understand that this, people are like, oh, Biden doing so good. And I'm like, okay. Okay, if you say so. Capricorn, congratulations on getting the PPP both times. Whew, I'm telling y'all right now, heat is terrible in Houston. Hell, it's terrible. And that's EIDL. Yeah, EIDL. They wouldn't let you qualify if your credit score wasn't 640. This is why I tell y'all, the average business owner you meet don't have perfect credit. They don't. This whole credit repair industry, a lot of times you meet people doing credit repair for business owners. They don't, because you're using it. I'm just telling you. I see y'all got a lot of comments, but I actually do have to. But I appreciate everybody. I really appreciate y'all being out here tonight, and I hope you're making good decisions. Let's just be very clear. China owns our debt, has equity ownership in most Fortune 500 companies, manufactures 80% of the world's goods as we speak. Yep. Right now, London and England have been bullying African countries to take over their farming. So again, y'all, you're not getting, I don't know where y'all think y'all getting this food from. You're not going to get real food. You're getting this Franken food. Now they're telling you how they want to make this copy food, and I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, y'all might want to pay attention and get yourself in order. Yeah, I mean, I really try to help everybody. I'm just trying to be very clear with you guys. I'm just trying to. Yep, California, and California at one point, Northern California was called the Switzerland of America because it had so much water. It was so beautiful. It was so lush. I'm telling y'all. Yep, and this is the thing. This is why Oprah and Jay-Z invested in the oat milk company. And when they invested in it and it made the news, I was buying that oat milk, y'all. There was none here in Austin for the next 2 months. Like, I can go to the store right now and they still don't have any more of it. They wiped out production. I mean, New York just bought up all of it they can buy. And so, like, the company is just, like, trying its hardest to get back. This is just oats and water ground up, y'all. But oat milk's the closest to milk tasting. So again, if Jay-Z and Oprah know to invest in oat milk, I'm just being very clear. Them soybeans is a problem. We don't eat soy. We don't do soy. Like, the vegan community does a lot of soy, but Americans don't do soy. All that soy goes straight to China. And when they don't want to buy it from us, our farmers are hurt. Because our government's like, yeah, we'll buy it from you, but we don't even know what to do with it. We don't even have nowhere to store it. I'm just being very clear, y'all. Very clear. Bill Gates, listen, don't throw that all on Bill Gates. They need to talk about the fact Oprah owns land all the way up from Texas to Canada on 35. Every state, Oprah owns lots of land. Not just those houses she shows on own, but actual land. That's why when people try to tell me, oh, they were a business owner first, they don't own no real estate, you don't know your information. Your information is absolutely incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. Listen, we need a lot of different alternatives. We ain't gonna have them. Government contracts. I'm telling you, listen, American Greed had one contract where this sister and husband, these twin sisters, got like $50 million. And the reason anybody started to know this is because the computer had a glitch and somebody noticed. That's it. They had been making millions of dollars. One sister killed herself. The other one was like, I don't know nothing. They got liposuction. They put money into Clemson football. See, Clemson football didn't have to put any of that money back that they got from them sisters. See, that part they didn't talk about on American Greed. They didn't have to pay none of that money back. They didn't have to pay none of it. I mean, it's not even oil propping us up. That's the funny part. What people don't understand is it's people moving here. That's why I tell people, I'm like, Texas is not a recession. It's people moving here. So, again, listen, AM1, I keep telling y'all, why do they keep marketing to you cash is trash? They keep saying that over and over again. Oh, cash is trash. Cash is trash. They're trying to get that up here in your head. Oh, cash is dirty. You know how dirty cash is? Oh, strippers have cash. Bad boys have cash. Corporate amateurs. Oh, why you got all this cash on you? Cash is illegal. Why can't I walk around with cash in my pocket? I'm telling y'all. And they never mess with somebody who can sue. I know Jerome Powell is probably passing for white at this point. I have to see his mama and his grandma. Because we got a lot of them people out in the community. I'm just going to tell you that now. We have a personal family member in 1919 decided to go north to Philly to pass for white. This is not an uncommon thing. So again, yeah, people do this. Government can't take what they don't know you have, baby. They never can take what they don't know you have. What guns? All my guns flew in the river. I don't know what happened to them. Anyway, all right, so you guys, Austin is tech money. I know people always try to talk about old money. They don't know what they're talking about. Sherlock Holmes, go try to buy some though. That's what I'm saying. I just want you to be very clear. Yeah, I actually bought a piece of equipment that lets me make my own oat milk now. Now that I've just been through all this, yeah. Anyways, you guys, I gotta go. I'm in here cutting up too late. All right, you guys, it's been good. It's been fun. It's been good. I'm gonna try to go enjoy my summer. I'm gonna try to go to Europe before they lock us all, lock it all down. I really want to get there and get out. I'm gonna get in Greece and I'm gonna get on back out and be like, all right, that's all enough. I had wanted to go to Bali for a month, but basically when you get off the plane in Bali, they take you. Like, I don't know if y'all follow Jabril, but go follow some of these YouTubers. They've been showing where you get off the plane in Bali, they actually take you. They take you in your suitcase. I don't want anybody taking me, and I can't notify the people where you're taking me, and you put me on a bus. Like, I don't like that. So I really don't want to go to Bali anymore because I just don't feel comfortable. Somebody taking me somewhere. Oh, you're gonna be there for 48 hours. But what if I test positive and you just gonna hold me? I don't, something about that don't make sense to me because Bali's not even big enough of a country to even be facilitating that. Who's paying Bali to do that? Because Bali is 98%, 92% dependent on tourism. So you're gonna pull your people that come on the plane and put them on a bus and take them to a facility for 48 hours. Who's paying Bali to do that? Who's paying Bali to do that? They don't make no money. They've been desperate for money this past year because of tourism. So my thing is, I don't know if I want to go to Bali anymore because I really don't want to be held somewhere. And then if they held you and say you got to take this, you know what I mean? I just don't want to play that game. And so I'm a little nervous. Capital Way, thank you for this $5 cash app. We'll answer this and roll out. Erica, if you had 150,000, her idea to buy a property, what state would you buy it in? It depends on you. That's even though you have that question you're answering, it depends on you. You see a lot of these YouTubers go out in the middle of nowhere, Colorado, out in the middle of nowhere, Utah, Idaho. Some people still going to Michigan, the upper areas of Michigan, middle of nowhere. It depends on you. If you gave me 150 right now, I'd probably go somewhere in the middle of North Carolina or Chattanooga, Tennessee, something like that. But even then, Chattanooga is more expensive than y'all think right now. It depends on what you're trying to do. Are you trying to have a remote business, to work from home? Are you trying to have a little farm? You know what I'm saying? You have to determine what you're trying to do with that. Okay? And California keep all that. Yeah, Bali. Go watch the bros, some of the people's channels. They made them put their phones down. They took their phones down. So I want y'all to go see that. Yeah. Mexico straight. Mexico needs money. They like, come, please. Exactly. What are you trying to do with the property? That's the best part of the question. Because if you try to do Airbnb, you get your money, depending on where you're going. Tennessee is really good. Right now, if you go to Nashville, Tennessee, you're gonna be paying almost New York prices, crazy prices. $1 million for townhouses, $400,000, $500,000 for homes in the hood. It's crazy. Nashville's always been on my radar. Nashville and Charlotte, but the prices are so absolutely insane. Listen, Rico, who you watching? Because I know who I'm watching, and yes, July, travel before July. I'm just gonna say that. That's what I'm saying. Y'all can go Google wherever you want. I'm just telling you, when you see people who are in Bali right now, when they've been hurt for people and they taking you on a bus and stuff, I ain't feeling that. So, all right, guys, this is your girl Erica passing on blog. Sorry, I tried to answer your question, but honestly, I don't know you enough to tell you what to do with that money. I mean, again, you have to really study yourself hardcore long. What are you trying to do? Because I could go get a property in South Carolina somewhere, off the water and near Charleston, and have a farm and have some goats and chill out. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. So, all right, you guys, this is your girl Erica Class on blog. You guys have been wonderful. Have a great day.